Hello everybody, I'm Gamester522 and welcome back to more Resident Evil 2. Continuing where we last left off, this is now Leon A scenario, hardcore S plus no saves. I will be playing with the alternative outfits, just because we played with the defaults in the normal Let's Play. So, we got a first cutscene coming up, and then we're gonna get started.
Look, man, I'm serious, okay? I saw this with my own eyes.
Oh, I believe you, buddy. I believe you. Just tell us a story. Tell us a story.
Okay, well, it was last Friday night. I was walking home from the bar, and this woman started coming towards me. She was staggering, you know, so I figured she was drunk.
Whoa. Okay, tell us, be honest now. How many drinks did you have?
No, man, I barely had a buzz on.
Oh, come on.
Look, just listen, all right? She got closer, and I got a good look at her. You got to see her eyes, her nose, her whole face. It looked like it was rotting.
Yeah.
She looked like a corpse. Like a walking corpse, man.
Sounds like my wife.
I've never seen anything like it. I haven't been able to sleep since that night.
All right, calm down, buddy. Calm down. Just, hey, you gotta stay strong, okay? Don't give in to fear out there, right?
Yeah, well, you got that right. If you freeze up around these things, they'll sink their teeth in you. I should attack somebody.
Oh, come on. Just getting good. I need some sleep. Oh, shit. What do I do? What am I gonna do?
No one's around? That's weird.
So here we got the tutorial sequence.
Hello? Anybody there? Something's not right. You all right? Don't move. I'll be back for you.
Stop moving.
Officer, you need help?
Stay back, sir. I got this. Help me.
Freeze! I'll shoot!
Now for this first zombie, we just want to run right past him and grab the key. stay here towards the end. That way he runs up against the wall. And then we just run back and make our way out. Now, to explain some things, gonna go ahead and discard the key here. Because after you're done with the key item, you can discard it. But to explain a few things, Leon's routing and what he can do is vastly different from Claire. But overall, it's the same result.
Don't shoot!
Get down! You alright?
Yeah, I think so. Thanks.
You can thank me later, when we're safe.
Holy shit.
Come on! Get in! Hold on.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know. Hopefully they'll have some answers at the police station.
Wait, you're a cop?
Yeah, Leon Kennedy. You are?
Claire. Claire Redfield.
Live around here?
No. I'm looking for my brother. He's a cop too.
Well, it's a good thing we found each other. I don't know what to expect anymore.
Attention all citizens. Due to the citywide outbreak, you are advised to take shelter at the Raccoon City Police Station. Free food and medical supplies will be provided to everyone in need.
God, this is so unreal.
Police station's not much farther. They'll know something.
Yeah, but what if we're the only ones? What if there's no
No,
survivors?
there's survivors. It's a big city. There has to be. Looks like we're walking from here.
More like running.
Yeah, good call.
Leon, you gotta back up. What the?
Holy shit. There, get out. Get out now!
I can't!
Hold on! Whoa! okay?
Yeah, I'm alright. How about you?
Can't stay here, it's not safe.
Go on ahead. I'll meet you at the station.
I'll be there. This is out of control.
Okay. So there are a few mechanics I want to talk about that I didn't even mention this in my last video because I didn't even know about it. But since we're playing on hardcore,
Shit. It's everybody. They've all turned.
and zombies can lunge at you twice.
There it is. The station.
Keeping that in mind. Also, this area is very straightforward. Make sure you walk on the right side here because I've had that zombie bite me so many times. More than I'd like to admit. Now, in terms of attempts, this is my 4th attempt at this on hardcore.
Hello? Is anybody here?
Okay, we're gonna get this first aid spray, put it up, and check the laptop.
There has to be someone here. Not good.
David, Marvin, you there? I found a way out. It's in here. Send reinforcements. East hallway.
I gotta find that guy.
Now, you don't have to check that computer, but I do it anyway just to keep the cutscene in. Okay, so now that we're in the east hallway, first thing we're going to do, we're going to come into these double doors here and pick up the handgun ammo off this body. We want to save up, we're going to build up handgun ammo for the first boss fight. And then I'm going to come into this bathroom. Open up the second door, and there's a first aid spray. I'm going to use that in just a second. More than likely.
Jesus.
Open up! Hurry! Open up! Open this goddamn door! Please!
Give me your hand.
Help me!
I got you. Give me your other hand. Jesus Christ.
Alright, after we get the officer's notebook, zombie's gonna break through the door right here. We're just gonna stand behind the desk, and when he starts to crawl over it, just run right past him. Now, zombies are gonna bust out of the door right here. Just run along the locker, that way you make a sharp turn over here to go into this room. And we need to pick up the board and the handgun ammo, and then just quickly run out. And since we're playing on hardcore, another thing, any attack you take takes you immediately into danger status. I have gotten through that ordeal right there without getting caught, so it's just a matter of luck whether the zombies charge at you or not.
You're safe. For now.
Thanks.
Marvin Browner.
Leon Kennedy. There was another off strike. I couldn't...
Here. I'm sure you did what you could, Leon.
Does anyone know what started this?
Not a clue. But honestly, all you need to know is that this place will eat you alive if you aren't careful.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to start last week, and I got a call to stay away. I wish I'd come here sooner.
You're here now, Leon. That's all that matters.
Okay, Lieutenant? I'm ready.
Hopefully you'll be able to find a way out of this station. That officer you met earlier, Elliot. He thought this secret passageway might do the trick.
This is good news. We can get you to a hospital.
No, I am not the priority here.
Lieutenant, I'm not just gonna leave you here.
I'm giving you an order, rookie. You save yourself first. I'd come with you, but I'd just slow you down. Now, you'll need this.
I can't take him.
Stop. And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate. You take it out. Or you run. Got it?
Yes, sir.
And we get the combat knife. And since we got the knife, we can go through here. Now, I forgot to mention the requirements for a S+ rank.
This is not how I imagined my first day.
When you're playing hardcore difficulty on the A scenario, you have to complete the game in under 2 hours and 30 minutes. And to get the additional plus on the S, you cannot use any infinite weapons except for the infinite knife, and you cannot save any more than 3 times.
Oh, what the fuck?
We're gonna walk by this body so it falls. Now, when we come up to this window, we're gonna put the board we picked up on it. There's handgun ammo to the left here. There's a map here to pick it up if you want. Also, I will not be collecting all the files because I'm just not... I don't have them all. I do not have them all memorized. More handgun ammo on the dead body back here. Now, there are 2 zombies in this room. We're going to take both of them out. Now, the weakest part on a zombie is their legs. So if you shoot them enough, then they'll... in the legs, then they'll just go to the ground. At that point, we just want to knife them. This guy has low HP, so he goes down pretty quickly. Same guy right here, we just want to knife him. First attack his legs so he can get his legs cut off. That way he doesn't stand up. Basically, decapitating them is probably the best way to optimize damage. Okay, he's done. Now we're going to head into the west office here, pick up this gunpowder. More handgun bullets. And if we come in here, we got a safe The solution is 9-15-7. And inside we get a hip pouch, which increases our inventory by 2 slots. Now we're going to go ahead and solve the solution on this drawer. The left lock is NED. And the right lock is MRG. And here we get the extended magazine for the Matilda, which increases its ammo count from 12 to 24. Leon's Matilda is a lot more viable than Claire's 5-shot pistol. Now we're going to come over here, pick up the herb, pick up the boards. And we want to come over here and put the boards up. And grab the handgun bullets off this dead body. And we have a zombie coming down the stairs right here. What I'm going to do is make it fall over that railing. That way it'll plop to the ground down here and I can just knife it. Which, by the way, there's a small gimmick with the knife regarding frame rate. The knife is a decent weapon all around, but it does have durability. That's one thing to keep in mind. Also, okay, we're going to take this zombie out. Always shoot for the head first. That way you have a chance of decapitating her. Just like that. Now, it doesn't matter where you shoot zombies, you always do the same amount of damage. Also, the code for this is CAP. And inside this room, we get shotgun shells, more shotgun shells, and the portable safe. But yeah, as I was saying, the knife has a weird gimmick to it. I don't know if this will ever get patched out, but so far it hasn't. But the damage of the knife, it can be affected by the FPS of your game. The code here is DCM. In other words, I'm playing on an Xbox One X, so I have a 60, so I'm running the game at 60 frames per second. Now we're going to get the spade key, come over here, and pick up things over here, including the board.
What in the...
And, okay, back to what I was saying. Yeah, the higher your frame rate is, the more damage the knife does, because from the way I can understand it, it's just that the more frames that the game has to refresh, resets the hitbox for the knife, making it to where it hits more times than it's actually supposed to. On the PC version, if you're playing with an uncapped frame rate on the PC, then your knife is obscenely strong. You can destroy the first boss just by using the knife alone in a matter of a few seconds. But then again, I know it's in a few seconds compared to probably a minute, but keep in mind that it's not that huge of a time difference.
There you are. Come here. Take a look.
Yes! I knew she'd make it.
Oh, you know her?
Yeah. Name's Claire. I came into town with her.
You can get to that courtyard. Through the second floor. East side.
I'm on it. Thanks, Lieutenant.
So if you're playing on a base Xbox or base PS4 or a low-end PC, where you can't get the frame rate that I'm running at, just know that the knife isn't entirely out of the question. I mean, you could even beat the game without using the knife at all, even. Now, the code for this one is 6211. And here we get the muzzle brake for the Matilda, which reduces recoil when you fire it. So yeah, just don't Just don't, like, blow the fact that you save time out of proportion with the frame rates. The way frame rate affects the knife. Anywho. Okay, when we come into this room and grab the weapons locker key, we also want to grab that board at the end of the hallway there. And before we head down the other end of the hallway, do not go down there yet. We're also going to go ahead and head over here and open this door. On our way back. I thought I did it first. There's handgun ammo at the end over here. Now, once we unlock that door, we can discard the spade key because we're done with it. Now, before we head over to where we're supposed to go, we want to head back into this first hallway that we went through, and we want to use our 2 boards to board up the other 2 windows. Leon is going to have to come back through here an extra time compared to Claire, because Leon gets the club key. And we are just gonna go back to the other hallway here. This way, because it's a lot quicker. That way we can deal with the portable safe in our inventory, as well as use the weapons locker key card. Now, the code for this, the portable safes, is completely random. So the way to solve it is that you have to press the buttons in order to light up the circle. I ended up, I think, did I figure this one out really quick? Yeah. It's random every time, so there's no fixed solution for this. And inside we get like a keypad, and we put it on the keyboard. And we're going to put in all of the numbers while we're here. The first number is 102, and then 106, and then 109, and then I did 206, and I realized, no, that's wrong. It's 208. And that's all we can do for right now. First locker, we got gunpowder. Second locker, we got a roll of film. You don't need it if you already know the solution to a puzzle later. Pick up the handgun rounds. Then, while we're coming around the corner over here, use the weapons locker key. And we get more shotgun shells and the shotgun. As well as more shotgun shells in locker 208. Now, the shotgun is really good for Leon because it has the potential of decapitating zombies immediately. Now, that guy was not supposed to be right there. So, yeah, it caught me off guard. But then again, I would have gotten rid of my knife by this point anyway because I need the inventory space. Now, before we head off, we're going to head over here and just deposit all of our shit. I'm going to deposit a stack of the handgun ammo, the magnum ammo, the gunpowder, and the herb. That way we have as much room as possible. And plus, we already have 24 handgun bullets in our handgun, so that's really good to hold us out. And even if we didn't have that, we have our shotgun, which can one-shot zombies if you're close enough and aim at the head correctly. Again, we're saving up handgun ammo for the first boss.
Hey! Leon?
Claire! Hold on! I'll be right there!
Okay!
Claire! It's so nice to see you.
How are you doing? That helicopter just came out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
I'm in one piece.
I'm guessing you don't have a key in one of those fancy pockets?
Unfortunately, no. But how are you doing?
You know, just surviving.
That's good.
Yeah.
Any luck with your brother?
No, not yet.
Claire, don't lose hope. I'm sure we're gonna find him. Damn it. You know what that means?
Yeah. Dinner time.
Claire, I think you should go.
Don't worry about me, Leon. You take care of yourself.
Claire, you need to go. Now!
Okay, let's get through this. Both of us.
Marvin, got a situation here. I'm surrounded by zombies. Marvin, do you copy? Marvin! Damn it.
So we're gonna grab everything in this room, and we get the bolt cutters. And now we're gonna head into this door. Now there's a certain path we have to walk here. First grab the flash grenade, then grab the handgun ammo. We want to be really quick about this. And then come into this room and we want to grab the valve handle, the high-grade gunpowder, the fuse, and we want to make our way around here. Luckily, the zombies cooperating. There are times where this zombie doesn't cooperate. We're going to combine the gunpowder we just picked up right there with the high-grade gunpowder we got just a second ago to make more shotgun shells. And then we're going to move that out of the blockade out of the way, use the fuse, and wait for the door to open. Now I'm going to take this time to deposit stuff. Depositing the handgun ammo, the board, the flash grenade. And I keep the shotgun shells on me because we're going to need them in a second. But now it's time for us to come back through this hallway. And since we boarded up the windows, coming back through here a second time, we don't have any enemies to deal with. Now we can use the bolt cutters right here. Pick up the electrical gadget, the herb, a flash grenade. Now you don't need to pick up that board. I didn't need to. We can go ahead and just throw away the bolt cutters because we're done with them. And now I just got to make another quick pit stop here in the film room and deposit the herb, the flash grenade, the boards. Now, when we went through Claire's scenario, we had to save up frag grenades for the final boss. Leon pretty much needs to save up both of them, both flash grenades and frag grenades, because his final boss is different from Claire's. So here on the second floor, we're going to use the valve to get past the steam. Now there is more gunpowder right here. More shotgun shells. Now you want to walk right here.
What in God's name?
That's when you first see the liquor. Once you're inside the STARS room, you can just start running about. Grab the 9-volt battery, combine it with the electrical gadget, and we get the detonator. Got some yellow gunpowder over here. Combine it with the gunpowder I just picked up to make more shotgun shells. Pick up the first aid spray from the medical bag. Pick up another flashbang. More shotgun shells. And we're good. I think I come back for that herb later. Now, when you come back into this hallway, make sure you're walking. Because lickers are blind. They can only smell you and hear you. So if you're not running, they won't chase you. On hardcore difficulty, lickers have a lot of HP, so it's not worth killing them. Okay, so now it's time for us to do the statue puzzles. The first one we come across right here is the puzzle. The solution is fish, scorpion, pot. And now we're going to equip our shotgun. And now that we're in the library, there's also a knife right here. We're going to pick that up. We're going to kill the 3 zombies in this room. You kind of have to be pretty close to a shotgun to blow their heads off. And we're going to push this one over. That way we can get more handgun ammo. And then we're going to bring this one over. We want to do this now. That way we don't have trouble dealing with it later. Because we will be returning to the police station. And now we come into this room. Oh yeah, make sure you have 1 flash grenade on you. Preferably the one that you got from the STARS room. Go ahead and blow off that dead body's head because it will come back. Activate the detonator. And as the detonator's going, if you enter this room and then leave and then come back into the other room, then the shelf will not fall over. As you can see, we have a licker approaching our location. This is what we need the flashbang for because it's a sound-based grenade. Okay, the solution here is lady, bow, snake. So, you just want to have your flashbang ready and then throw it right when you step out. That way you distract the licker just long enough for you to get out of the library. To get out of that room, that's not the library. To go back into the library, excuse me. Now I go ahead and pick up the book because I have an empty inventory slot. We won't be dealing with that for a long time. And now we have the final statue. The solution is lion, plant, eagle. And we have all 3 medallions. And now we just gotta set them in place. And with that, we are done with our first visit to the RPD.
So it goes underground. Huh. That's it. That's our way out. Lieutenant Branna! Marvin! It's time to go. Hey, Marvin. We need to get you to a hospital right now.
No, save yourself.
Come on, I've got you.
Go!
Look, we can still make it out of here together. Just can...
It's too late. I tried, Leon. But I couldn't stop it. We can't let this thing spread. It's on you now. Just go.
I understand. I won't let you down, Marvin.
Okay, grab the shotgun shells right here. And now we're going to take this opportunity to put up everything. put up the book, put up our shotgun, the shells, take our handgun ammo, the knife, and I'm keeping the first aid spray on me because I made a mistake of not taking healing with me for the first boss fight, and I regretted it because I died. That wasn't obvious. Okay, so now we're now underneath the police station. We want to come down here first to pick up a frag grenade. Make sure we have our frag grenade equipped.
What the? Jesus. Bridge won't work on this thing.
Okay, so we have the first fight against G. We want to grab the handgun ammo, the frag grenade here, and the herb, because why not? I'm going to come back through here and grab everything again. So we're going to pop the first grenade, then switch to the knife. And then go up to him and start slashing him.
No choice. Gotta take it down.
Luckily, I didn't swipe him up with the stun, so I had to use my knife for self-defense there. And then we're just going to throw the last grenade. Now, if you shoot him in the eye, you deal slightly more damage. So it's a lot better for you to just shoot him in the eye more than anything else. Now, whatever you do, do not lose sight of him. I made the mistake of doing so right here. And so he's gonna jump on top of me.
Where is it?
That was only meant to be a jump scare, apparently. But it's just like a waste of time if you just if you lose him from your sight. Again, keep shooting him in the shoulder where his eye is. Even if it's closed, when you see like the orange blood splurt out, then it tells you that you hit the eye. We have more than enough handgun ammo to take him out with just the handgun alone. Now, when he's charging at you, just keep running. Don't try to get greedy with your shots, otherwise you're just going to get hit. Because since you're playing on hardcore, this guy will kill you in 2 hits. And also, the color of his eye kind of like tells you where he is in terms of like how much health he has left. Because once it changes to like a darker orange, then you've already hit the halfway point. And that's it.
Somebody's watching.
So now we want to go back through here and pick up everything. There's an herb, more handgun ammo. And at this corner over here, we have more handgun ammo and a red herb. Now, this is the point of the game where I am going to start combining herbs to save up for later. And the remaining handgun ammo we are going to need for the parking lot or the underground police station. I decided not to pick up the knife because I'm always expected to lose it, because I have everything planned out to where I don't have it. Come back over here, more gunpowder, another herb. Now I just come up the stairs and pull the lever. Also, I'm sorry if I keep saying now at the beginning of every sentence. It's just the mindset that I put myself in, because I'm explaining things as, okay, now you have to. So I apologize for that. Also, my voice is not as wrenchy this time. Actually took the time to let my voice fix itself rather than so it's not as disgusting for me to hear. Ooh. Okay, then. Now, since we're done with that fight, we want to take our shotgun back. Or not. Okay, yeah, because I don't need to worry about that right now.
Damn. Need a key card. You gotta be kidding me. Get off of me!
Hey,
Who is that?
stay sharp. Lower it. FBI.
Sorry. Thank you. For your help.
Surprised you made it this far.
FBI, huh? What's going on here?
Sorry, that information's classified.
Where you going?
Do yourself a favor. Stop asking questions and get the hell out of here.
Hey! I'm not done talking to you!
I'm coming over here to make a quick pit stop. We want to grab this 10 box. And there's free shotgun shells to grab over here as well. Now, in a true speedrun, you wouldn't be doing this yet. But I'm doing it anyway. So, if we check the box, we get a car key. And if we examine the back of it, we can open up the trunk of whichever car it's connected to. And then we get the stock for the Matilda. It takes our handgun takes up 2 slots now, but we can fire the handgun a lot faster now. In like faster bursts of 3. Here's the map. Unlike Claire, Leon actually goes through the parking garage slash basement area a lot more thoroughly.
Hello? Hey. I don't believe it. A real human. Hello, human.
You been here long?
Long enough. Are we the last ones alive?
No, there's a few of us.
Huh. That's good news, I guess.
Yeah.
That's, of course, Irons sent you.
Irons? You mean Chief Irons? Is he still around?
Who cares? Hopefully he's somebody's dinner by now.
What do you mean by that?
He's the bastard that locked me in here.
I'm sure he had a good reason.
He did. I was about to blow the whistle on his dirty ass. I'd have done the same thing to him, I guess. Hey, I'll make you a deal. Unlock this cell and I'll give you this. There's no other way out of that parking garage. Believe me.
Sorry, I can't do that. I have to talk to the chief first.
Look, we're both prisoners in this station. So either we play nice and help each other out, or... Shit. It's coming.
What? What's coming?
Come on. Come on, don't be an asshole. Hey, you need this. Just get me the fuck out of here.
Oh my god. Who is that?
It's just me. So you can put that thing away.
I don't even know what happened. It just happened so quick.
I told you to get out of here. You wouldn't want to end up like Ben, would you?
You knew him?
He was an informant. Had information of use to my investigation.
So what he said was true? Hey, you can't keep walking away from me. I don't even know your name. I'm Leon Kennedy.
Find a way out, Leon. Before it's too late. Then we'll talk. Name's Ada.
Well, I guess the deal's on.
Okay, so we come over here and pick up the crank. And now we want to head back to the other area here in the garage. As you notice, the door to the chief's office is closed for Leon. Now, also unlike Claire, Leon doesn't have to deal with lickers coming through here. Instead, he has to deal with dogs. There are 3 dogs in the cages here. We want to go ahead and take them out. There is high-grade gunpowder right here. Now, at this point, we're going to start saving up our high-grade gunpowder to make Magnum rounds. Now, before we head into the morgue, we want to use the crank and open up this shutter. Now, the diamond key that's in the morgue is 100% optional for Leon. But since we're pretty much getting like all the upgrades in this run of the game, we are going to go back in there. We are going to go into the morgue and get it. Now the solution here is just 3-4. Now dogs are going to start coming into this place now. It takes roughly like 3 to 5 shots to kill a dog with the handgun. The Matilda. Once we come out the door, there's one poking his head out of the gate right here. When they fall over to the side like that, then they're dead. Now, I try to be a little sneaky here, but I fail. Okay, no, I got it. Yeah, there's another dog that comes right there. I suck at shooting these bastards, so sorry for that. Okay, so we're going to get 3 items here in the morgue. First one being this red herb, which we combine with the blue herb we got earlier. And we're going to open this up and get a flash grenade. Now, because I am in caution, I am walking a little bit slower. Get the diamond key, but once we do, the zombies are going to come up. I shot him to stun him because since I'm in caution, I wouldn't be fast enough to dodge him correctly. Now another dog pops out right here. Just want to pop him. Also, it's interesting how throughout Resident Evil, all the dogs are Doberman. Now, the way we're actually supposed to be going is over here to the right. I'm going to go ahead and use the diamond key here. I'm not going to go in there and grab the items because they're not necessary. There's just a red herb and a roll of film, which is not useful to us in the slightest. Now, there are 3 dogs in the parking lot. We want to try and take all 3 of them out. Now, there is one more. I don't know where he is. There he is. That was really close. But at least I managed to take down the dogs with no damage. That's pretty much the optimal thing that can happen. As you can see, I'm full on room. But no worries, because we have an item box coming up in the direction we're supposed to be going. Since we flipped those switches, we can go through this door now. Which, by the way, Claire doesn't even come through this door. This is exclusively a Leon thing. There's more shotgun shells right here, but I don't have... Well, yeah, I did have shotgun shells on me, so I can pick them up. And here we're in another safe room. Time to put stuff up. Put up the red and blue mixture, the flash grenade. Yeah, put up the handgun and the handgun bullets. Because we're pretty much done with the handgun for the rest of the game. Put up the high-grade gunpowder. And then I want to go ahead and grab everything in this room. There's a blue herb there. There's high-grade gunpowder right there. Magnum rounds on the sink. And a fuse on the chair. I used one of the green herbs to get myself back up to fine. Go ahead and make a complete concoction with the blue herb I just picked up. Also, we're going to deposit the boxed electronic part. Now here I'm double checking all my inventory to see where I'm at. Then I realize I sorted it wrong. Going to go ahead and combine these 2 high-grade gunpowders to make more magnum rounds. Because we want to save up magnum rounds for the second to last boss fight. As well as fighting some enemies later on. We're going to take our boards with us. Here I'm having a flashbang with me. Just in case. Now we want to put the board on this door. You don't actually have to, but I have an extra board, so why not? I decided to put a board on that one too, but I didn't need to. So save that board, that second board, for another part that will be coming up too soon. Also going to decapitate all 3 of these zombies right here. Put in the fuse. And it opens up the shutter where Elliot's half body is just right here. Let's blow up his head and then we'll get a move on. Now that we're back in the police station, we need to head up this way because we gotta use the crank to open up the last shutter, which is right around the corner over here. Alright, make sure I have my knife equipped. That way I don't use my flashbang right away. There's a board here. We're going to pick that up. And we're going to come back down here. And use it to board up the window. And then we won't be coming back here for a long time. Okay, back to business. We have another flashbang right here. Now, when we come in this room, we want to take a hard left, grab the shotgun shells, go back a bit, and pick up the large gear. And then exit out the room. We'll grab the blue herb on our way back. Alright. Not gonna bother picking up handgun ammo because, well, I don't have the handgun on me. And it would be a waste of space. Now, there are 2 green herbs over here. Since I'm not at 100% health, I decided to pick one up and just use it, just so I am. There are 2 zombies right here. Want to blow both their heads off. That one I missed. It's a good thing I equipped my knife first. Now I'm going to come in here, pick the knife back, because we can use it later as a self-defense item. And now we put up the flashbangs because I realize I don't need them yet. And here we get the club key. Now I think this is where I made an oopsie. Yes, it is. So, right outside that building, we needed to flip a switch so the water would go over the helicopter fire, and I forgot to flip it. I'm so used to doing things in this fixed order that I realized, oh crap, I forgot to turn the valve. Or turn the lever, the handle, whatever you want to call it. That's what they do. And then we pull this lever, and then the fire on the helicopter will go out.
Jesus Christ!
As you can see, we have a new problem to deal with. Now we have Mr. X chasing us while we're going through the RPD again. It's completely pointless to fight him. So running is your best option. So we want to try and get as far away from Mr. X as we can. Don't stop, whatever you do. Now, the first place we're going to go is back into the Stars hallway to use up the diamond key and get it out of our inventory. Make sure you walk because there is a licker in this hallway. And try not to waste any time. Just come over here and grab the portable safe. And it has the last keypad in it for the weapons locker room. Now, normally Mr. X follows me this far. And if he does, just go inside the Stars room until he walks the other way. I do this anyway because I'm paranoid. Because I can't have Mr. X on my ass while I'm doing all this stuff. Otherwise, it's just not possible. Because, in all honesty, going through the RPD the second time with Leon is a lot more difficult than Claire. Just because Leon gets the club key and not the heart key. If you get the heart key, there's a secluded route you can take to get the lever for the jack. But Leon has to go into the first hallway where we boarded up those 3 windows in order to get the lever for the jack. But by this point, there's a licker in that hallway. And if Mr. X is following you through that hallway, you can't run. Otherwise, the licker's going to get you, not X. Here we have this licker right here. If you make a sharp turn, you can avoid him altogether. Now, this one took me a long time to figure out just because of how sporadic the button locations were. So it ends up being a bit of a hassle, much to my dismay. And my mind was literally at a point to where I was doing this for so long that I forgot I was playing a game. So I have to be really, really careful. So I had to be like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm playing this game on hardcore. Anyway, I finally get it open and we get the second keypad. And here we can put in the last codes, which is 203 and 103. And as you can see, we get ourselves a knife and a second hip pouch. Here, I'm just waiting for Mr. X because normally he comes after me in this room. I don't recall if I can hear his footsteps just because I'm not close enough to my computer to hear it. I got a terabyte hard drive installed on my computer, which my friends did that. They accidentally unplugged my headphone jack, so I can't use that. Now, I was being a dum-dum and I didn't know where the liquor was. So I just kind of like went too far to the left. So when you come out of that room, make sure you just walk to the right. Also, you can run all the way through this point. And then we can open up the club door and come in here. Now, usually what happens is that when you pick up this frag grenade, Mr. X knows where you are, and he will come after you. Here I'm just waiting. Because with the liquor in this hallway, I can't just run. So I just run for it. Since apparently the liquor disappeared. Now here I was thinking about where I was going. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I gotta head up. So I thought Mr. X was right behind me, but no, he was over here to the left. And he just freaking smacked me in the ass. It's a good thing I had that full herb heal. Now I have to walk all the way around the stairs. That way he doesn't box me in. Because I still have to get a lot of distance from him. I go ahead and stop by the box, put up the red herb. I put up the hand grenade. And I should have also put up the clover key because we won't be coming back here for a long time. Because in order to get the magnum, we have to use the club key. But with Mr. X chasing us, it's not viable. I don't know if that's the correct word, but in other words, it makes it too risky. So here we put the lever in the jack. And now we just need to move this one to the right. That way all three line up right here. And then we climb up the ladder. And we can now get across this gap. Now we're on the 3rd floor, which we run into this room here. Put the large gear in this. And then we take it back out. I almost forgot. Even in my first attempt at this, I actually forgot. And then we come over here and pick up the small gear. And then we put the large gear in its place. Now, there is large gunpowder in a door right behind this machine, if you want it. But since I need to focus on making magnum rounds, and since Leon cannot make acid rounds, since he makes shotgun rounds instead, I decided not to get it because I didn't need it.
Hope I don't have to write a report on this.
And here we get the second electronic part. Now I shoot that guy in the face. I didn't know where Mr. X was, and then I saw him over there. Yeah, you can see him coming this way. I need him to go to the left of me. That way I can just go through that area just fine. Just fine. Once I heard his footprints go to the left. So he went that way, so now I can go this way. There's a guy right here. Just shot him to get him out of my way. We unlock the door from this side. There's another zombie right here. Get him out of the way, grab the blue herb, and then just get going. And with both electronic parts, we are now done with our second trip to the RPD. Now, hopefully you do not run into Mr. X on your way back to the parking garage, because it can overall happen if he completely loses you, and that just so happens to be where he is. Alright, another stop right here by the item box. That way we can put up that herb. I can make another complete concoction, so I do. Yeah, I grab one flash grenade. Make sure you grab one flash grenade. I take my Matilda with me. The second box part, I put up the knife. And yes, I still have the club key on me. But I am going to put it up eventually. I just don't remember when. But since we have both electronic parts, we can now get the parking garage pass that Ben has in his cell. Okay, first order of business, blow this guy's head off. Now, don't bother shooting the zombies here, because even if you do kill them all and try to come back through here, they'll just all respawn after this cutscene. Now we're going to open up both these boxes to get both the electronic parts. And then we just solve this puzzle, which is simple. Just align the pieces like this, and you'll get it. Now, there is a first aid spray at the toilet right here. We're going to take that just in case.
About the orphanage. I just find it way too coincidental Umbrella's one of the benefactors.
You told me this interview was about the new scholarship Umbrella set up.
Come on, nobody cares about that. They want to know about the G virus and that big fucking sinkhole in the city, which, by the way, rumor has it goes straight to your underground lab. Now, are you gonna talk to me, or are you gonna...
This interview's over.
Bitch.
And here we get the parking permit. Make sure you have the flash equipped.
That's not good.
We want to flip this lever to go around these zombies, but when you try to actually take this way, you have to try and go through Mr. X instead. Which he's easier enough to dodge with all the space you got in this room. Now, once you hit the corner right here, this is where you want to throw the flashbang. And then it's just a straight shot out.
This is getting old. Saving your ass, that's twice.
I didn't realize you were keeping score.
Look, this isn't a game.
You're gonna kill me.
Nothing dies down here. I take it you have the key card.
Yeah, and this. I was hoping you could explain what's on it.
Maybe. After I hear it. Let's get out of here.
There is an herb right there to the right, which I never even noticed. If you need it.
Is that the intel you needed?
Unfortunately, no. Ben didn't come through.
Well, what exactly are you looking for?
More info on the people responsible for this mess. Road's out. Going through that gun shop looks like the only way. What a mess.
Alright, so we can pick up a frag grenade here and a upgrade for our shotgun, which is the long barrel. Not only does it increase our shotgun's capacity to 8, we can also shoot zombies from further away.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
I said, don't move.
I'm just passing through. I'm gonna ask you to lower that weapon.
Like hell you are. You're gonna turn around and go right back out the way you came in.
I think your daughter needs help, sir.
Don't tell me how to deal with my daughter.
Drop it.
No! Wait!
Step aside. We need to terminate her before she turns.
Terminate. It's my fucking daughter.
Ada. Just let them be.
Emma? Sweetheart, I told you to stay put.
Daddy.
Daddy's here. Okay? Those fucking things outside. What they did to us. You're a cop. You're supposed to know something. How did this happen? Huh? She was our sweet little angel.
Mommy.
I was sleeping, honey. Okay? And I'm gonna put you to bed too, okay? Emma. Just go. Just give us some privacy.
You know, it's one thing to keep the truth from me, but why him? I want to find out what's happening here and stop whoever's behind it. Helping people like them? That's why I joined the force.
My mission is to take down Umbrella's entire operation. We may not make it out.
Whatever it takes to save this city. Count me in.
Heard of the Umbrella Corporation? They're a pharmaceutical company secretly making bioweapons. They have a virus. It turns people into indestructible monsters.
That explains the horrible things I've seen.
And that's why I'm looking for Annette Bergman. She's the one at Umbrella responsible for unleashing the virus. I'm going to bring her down. This is how we get to an end.
Based on what you've said, the sewer seems fitting.
Well said. After you.
Gee, thanks. Can't imagine a real scientist being down here.
According to HQ, this leads right into Umbrella's secret facility.
Come on. Sewers are run by the city. How could they have a facility without the authorities knowing?
Welcome to corporate America. Umbrella's controlled Raccoon City for years.
Jesus! That an earthquake?
I sure as hell hope so.
What the hell?
Stay sharp. God only knows what's down here.
Put some things up right there.
Again?
It's not too late to turn back, Leon.
No chance. You're stuck with me to the end. Ugh. Ugh. You sure this is the right way?
Unfortunately.
Wait there.
Leon! Get out of there!
Now here we have the Gator Boy. Just basically go left, right, left.
Holy shit!
Shoot the pipe and it's GG. If you don't have any bullets, then there's a grenade right there for you to use.
Chew on that, you overgrown son of a bitch.
Leon, up here.
What the hell was...
Just get up here. Can't say I didn't warn you.
You said the virus turned people into monsters, not reptiles.
Fair point. I'm just impressed you made it in one piece.
So let me get this straight. Umbrella sells monsters like that to who? Our military? Somebody else's?
They don't sell the monsters. They sell the viruses that make them. And Annette is who makes the viruses. Scary as that alligator was, Annette is far more dangerous.
Definitely William's handiwork.
Identify yourself.
Annette Birkin.
She's who we're looking for?
Not much time. Need to dispose of it.
We're here for the G-Virus.
That's not gonna happen.
I'm warning you, Doctor.
Oh, yeah?
Hey!
Stop!
You'll never get the G-Virus!
Didn't expect that from a scientist. Leon.
Forget about me. Just go. Stop her before she gets away.
I'm right outside the facility, in pursuit of Annette. If it's not on her, it must be in the nest. Once it's in hand, I'll call for extraction. You can run, Annette, but you can't hide. It's secret weapon time.
Okay, so now it's time for us to start the Ada section. Now, there is an achievement / trophy for completing the entire Ada section without using the handgun or anything else. In other words, just doing it only using the hack tool. Which, by the way, for those of you who might not have noticed this, but I did, but whenever Ada points at something she can hack, it makes Axel's lock-on sound effect from Mega Man X7. Specifically Axel's. X's is a higher pitch. Yes, I pay attention to that stuff. Now, it is possible to go through this section without getting damaged, but I'm not that lucky. So I think I do end up firing my handgun here. You want to be really, really fast. We need to go up this elevator right here, but there's no power to it. So we need to go find the console that supplies power to it. That loud bang was the zombie in that room we were just in, breaking through the door. So we want to come over here. When we hit this body, this is where it is. And then quickly turn around and get going. There's a zombie right there. I try to avoid him, but I don't. Now here I was getting a little paranoid because I knew that if I died here, I had to start the whole game all over again. This is no saves after all. Yeah, I didn't want to take a chance because the zombie was right there. Luckily, that first shot stunned him. If that first shot didn't stun him, I probably would have died.
Got you now. Always been good at running, Annette.
Now, you still want to be really fast here, because Mr. X comes up the elevator you just went up. Want to hack the console over here, flip the lever, and then flip this switch right here, and then make it to the fan. When you get right around the corner of the desk, that's when you want to start hacking it and walk towards it. And then the moment you blast it off, this will go through, and you shouldn't have to worry about damage the rest of the way. Because by the time you get past that point, it's literally just an easy, straightforward path right here. First, we need to head up the stairs and pull this lever. That way we can go inside of the incinerator. Now, this hacking section coming up is really simple. Just basically follow the way I do it, and then you'll get through it really quickly.
Bravo. Gonna burn me alive now.
You'll never get your filthy hands on the G.
I'm not the only one after it. You realize that?
And you won't die alone.
And that's it.
Visitor clearance confirmed. Your ID is authorized until October 1st. Please return before this date.
Not gonna happen.
And with that, we are now done with the Ada section.
Enough! with this cat and mouse game.
The game is over.
You lost. Tell me, is your husband still alive? Or did you kill him so you could take credit for G?
Interesting theory.
If you don't cooperate, I'll get a sample from the nest. Over my dead body. Where's Leon when I need him?
Ada? Damn it. Ada? Where are you?
Okay, so now we're playing as Leon again. Now, there's an item box right here. We already have one frag grenade on us. So we're just going to keep that. I put it up, and then I realized, oh yeah, I need one. Okay. And then I go ahead and take all of our shotgun shells, because our shotgun's pretty much our main weapon at this point.
That's a pleasant smell.
First, want to take a detour to the left right here, because there's shotgun ammo. Just sitting on this pile of shit. How they're still usable is beyond me. Then we want to head the other way. As you can see, Leon starts in a completely different area compared to Claire in the sewers. There's a guy right here. As you can see, with the long barrel, we can pop heads off from a lot farther away. So it's a lot safer to do so. I want to pop the heads of all these guys. That way I don't have to deal with them later. There I missed more times than I'd like to. Okay, now we need to head this way. Make sure you have your frag grenade equipped. Because there is a knife right here. You can pick it up if you want, but I ended up not needing it. As you can see, now we're in the area where Claire starts. But the only difference being is that there's actually a G adult here in Leon when there wasn't for Claire. Make sure you have your grenade equipped and just run along the side of the wall. And then you just want to let him, and then he'll grab you, and that's when you just want to feed him a G-nade. And in that time, you can also just climb up. We don't have to worry about that guy ever again.
Cable car. Interesting.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, when I briefly aim my gun when going up and down stairs, every time you lower your gun, you get like a speed boost, as if you just started running up the stairs or something.
Where'd she go?
So it can save time, so that's something you want to keep in mind. Now the code for this locker is SZF. And inside we got more Magnum rounds.
I don't like the sound of that. Come on. Ada. I'm coming, Ada.
Now we did pick up a video cassette, and we're just going to go ahead and watch it.
Please, stop. No. Over here, you freak! No hurt him.
The virus. I'll bet those rats spread it.
Okay, so we'll put that up. Put up the knife. The gunpowder, the Magnum rounds. We pretty much only are just taking our shotgun and the shotgun shells, because that's all we need. Map right here. And now we officially begin the sewers. Now first we want to take a left here, that way we can get the T-shaped handle. And it's pretty much just following the same route Claire did, but except with some slight variance given to because of where Leon started out. Want to come over here to the safe. The solution to it's written on the side. So it is 2... Yeah, I messed up there. It's 2, 12, 8. And inside we get the stock for the shotgun, which this lets our shotgun... It lets us fire our shotgun faster than normal. So our shotgun's completely upgraded all the way. So you can blow heads off so much further away, and it's fantastic to be able to do so. So now we want to use the T-shaped handle, open this up, and grab the key, the maintenance key, because our priority right now is to get the Magnum for this upcoming area. Want to pull this lever here. Drop down, and to the left there's a frag grenade. Make sure you grab that. Now make sure you just walk along the left here. That way this G-Adult doesn't surprise you by coming up out of the sewage. Also blue herb right here, pick that up. Now, this G-Adult will be on our way later coming back, but there is an easy way around him. More shotgun shells right here. And this takes us back here. There's a zombie right here, so just blow his head off while he's down. pick up the hiding places film. We're going to need this. Unlock the door from this side. And now we want to use the maintenance key to open up both of these doors. That way we can get it out of our inventory. There is a large gunpowder in here and an ink ribbon. I grabbed the large gunpowder because I kept telling myself that I was going to need it. Turns out I don't. Pretty much when you get to the second visit to the RPD, you don't even need to pick up normal gunpowder at that point. There's more gunpowder right there. There's also handgun bullets in the locker, but we're done with our handgun, so I'm not using it. We push this locker out of the way, and it's an elevator that takes us back up to the area, the stairwell underneath the police station. More Magnum rounds right here. Go ahead and discard the key, because we don't need it anymore. And we can unlock the door from this side. And now it is time for us to go back to the RPD building and pick up the Magnum, as well as its upgrades. So first order of business, go ahead and use the T-shaped handle to open up this area back into the RPD. This entrance, rather. Put up the T-shaped handle, the blue herb, the grenade, the Magnum rounds, the large gunpowder. Make sure you grab the club key and the book. And as far as I know, that's it. Also, Marvin's a zombie at this point, so we just put him out of his misery.
Oh no, I'll stop this, Lieutenant. I promise.
Okay, now with the book in hand, we need to go ahead and do the puzzle in the art room in order to get the ruby. But we'll do that on our way back. First, we need to head down here. Yeah, sorry, I said that prematurely. But since we have the club key and Mr. X is not chasing us, we can come down here and unlock this door. And also, there's more high-grade gunpowder. And we can grab the jewel box. Go ahead and discard the club key because we're done with it. Pick up the high-grade gunpowder on our way out. Because if Mr. X is chasing you, he can break through that wall right there. And that's not something you want to put up with, trust me. Okay, grab the arm, combine the arm with the book, get the arm and book, and put the arm and book on the statue. And we get ourselves the ruby rod. Or the staff. And then we examine the staff. Flip the switch. Get the ruby, combine the ruby with the jewelry box. In the jewelry box, we get the STARS badge. Examine the STARS badge behind. It becomes the USB. Now we need to head back to the STARS room. Well, actually, no. We don't need to go to the STARS room first. That would be inefficient. Because we need to develop this hiding places roll of film first. Which we go this way for that. Be careful you're not running. Don't forget that there's a liquor in this room. I don't know where he is, but he's there. Trust me. Alright. Now here in the film room, pick up the red herb. We're going to go ahead and develop hiding places, and it shows us pictures of 2 drawers. Once we develop that film, we can now access these locations. You can't do that ahead of time. You have to develop that film in order to open those drawers. Now we want to head to the stars room. And remember to walk in the stars hallway. We still got a liquor in there. Nice and steady. Don't try running until the door completely shuts. Alright. Now we can open this drawer. Get the box. There's also film in here, but we're not going to waste time developing it. Now we want to put the USB into the computer, and then access the computer. Take the USB back. We got a letter from Chris. And finally, we get the Magnum. I'm going to go ahead and examine the badge again. This time, turning it back into a badge. And now we just walk our way back. We are now completely done with the RPD, and we are not coming back here ever again. Now, you did note, also, I did want to mention there are two drawers mentioned in those pictures. The other drawer isn't really worth the time, because all it is just flamethrower fuel. I mean, sure, that sounds good, but you don't need it. Now here, I'm just double checking my inventory to make sure, just to try and understand what I got. And so far, I have everything. We are taking the Magnum with us and the Magnum ammo for the 2 enemies that we're going to be dealing with that we have to use it on. I don't know if it's efficient otherwise, but then again, this is just how I do it, and it works. Okay, so now we put the badge into the display case. We get the Magnum parts. We now have the long barrel on our Magnum. Examine the box. Open that up, get the red dot sight. And now we have the Magnum with the long barrel in the red dot sight. So our Magnum has power and accuracy. The red dot makes it to where you don't have to wait for your reticule to really line up to the center to tell you where your shot's gonna be. Instead, you can just aim with the red dot. It makes your life so much easier. Okay, back into the sewers with everything in tow. Go ahead and grab the Rook plug, and we're gonna come back down this way, because now we need to go through the lower waterway, which is what we needed our Magnum for. Now, there is a G-adult right here. You want to stand right here, right until he, like, starts to wiggle his head, and then jump down, because he's going to spend time going back into the water, and he can't attack you while he's doing that. Okay, so now we're in the lower waterway.
hell was... Oh my god. This is getting worse.
Alright, now we're coming up to the first G-Adult. I use my shotgun to bait him out. And then we just want to aim for the eye with our Magnum. 3 clean shots took him out, which is good. The Magnum does penetrate. This guy has like a shell over his eyeball, but since the Magnum penetrates, it just goes right through it, hits him clean in the eye. Usually if you hit them enough, they stun. And that's the last one we needed to kill. We don't need to use our Magnum anymore for the time being. There's also some Magnum rounds right there as well. So let's make sure you walk along the left here. That way this G-Adult doesn't bother you. Alright, so now we're in this room. The maze room, or whatever the fuck. Actually, I don't have a name for it. I don't know why I'm trying to give it a name. Alright, anywho. Pick up the queen plug. Go back this way. Put the queen plug in here. There is a zombie hanging down. Just blow his head off. Then grab the king plug. Jump down. Gonna go ahead and grab the blue herb here. Combine it with the red herb we just picked up. Then we're going to take the king plug over here and grab the flamethrower. Take the king plug back. Take back the queen plug as well. Come over here and put the queen plug back where we found it. Put the king plug right here on the inside. Turn around, pick up the queen plug. And then go back inside, take the king plug. And we're done. And with that, we can now leave the sewers. Now, that G-Adult was actually in a bad spot. I tried poking him with my shotgun from here to try and aggro him towards this direction. I get down and I try to run past him, but I end up being a little too... He ends up being a little too far away. I'm going to climb back up here. Yeah, the placement on him was just bad. Now, these guys cannot leave the water, so... Now, luckily, I was in a position to where I could just run right past him when he popped out, so... The optimal thing to happen is that he's actually close to where you are. That way, when he dives, you can just go right past him. Now, before we're out, we have one more G-Adult to deal with here. Once he pops out of the water and starts chasing you, just walk back. And then once he does that arm swing, just run right past him. Easy dodge. Easy life. That's how it is. Okay. Now it's time for us to solve the chess puzzle room. Also grabbing this green herb on our way back. Combine it with the red-blue that we picked up where we got the king and queen plugs. We do want to keep our flamethrower on us on this upcoming boss fight. Because fire damage is very, very lethal to most enemies. Alright, first things first. I don't have room to pick up the night plug yet, but I already know where everything else goes. In this empty slot right here in the center, we're going to put the queen plug. pick up the bishop plug and put the king plug in its place. Then we want to pick up the knight plug again. Put it where it says the knight plug goes. And then put in the rook plug right next to it. And then right next to that, the bishop plug. And that's it.
Okay, almost there, Ada.
Now, there is a free red, green, and blue herb on our way into the power room here. So we're just going to grab those, combine all 3 of them. That way we have 2 complete heals for the upcoming boss fight in case shit goes south. Now, here the solution is just 1, 2, 4. Make sure you walk close to the door and then walk back. That way you don't get staggered by the hand. And then just stand right here. When you see his hand pop out in front of you, just walk backwards. And then when it goes back up, just walk back. Because his hand will keep coming down in that same spot every single time if you're just standing right here. You're mainly just waiting it out. I don't know if this is the one that I didn't wait. Yeah, it is. It wasn't over yet, so I was just being a complete idiot. There we go. Make sure you run up against the left side of this steel here. That way you can just run right past him.
Still alive?
So now it's time for the fight with G2. Make sure you cut the corners and go through here as fast as you can. Because by the time you drop down, there's a chance that like Birkin will just, or not Birkin, G2. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. We know the story at this point. G2 will just be right there on your ass. Pick up the knife, the flashbang. We're gonna throw the flashbang. And then we don't want to try and waste magnum ammo like I'm doing here. I'm being a complete dunce about it. Now, when he gets on the ground, this is where you use the flamethrower to torch him. Up until he starts when he's engulfed in flames, and then use the shotgun. Because we need to deal a certain amount of damage to him for the crane to take him out. I'm going to light him on fire again. See, it may not look like it, but fire wrecks his shit. But you want to be as close to the switch as you can.
Then I can use the crane.
There we go.
Now I got you.
And that's enough damage to end the fight, basically. I hit him with the flamethrower a few times, just in case. But yeah, that's it for the fight. When he's falling to the ground and when he's getting back up, you cannot deal any damage to him. So just keep that in mind. That's one of my more better attempts of G2.
Let's hope that's the last of them.
And with that, we are now done with the sewers and are on our way to the lab.
Come on.
Ada! Ada, where are you?
Over here!
Ada! I was getting worried there for a sec.
I can't get it out.
I don't know if I should,
Just do it. I can't walk like this.
Okay. It's gonna hurt. Hold on.
I can do it myself.
Just relax, okay? So, what do we do now?
Get yourself out of here. While you still can.
I'm not just gonna leave you. Not like this.
You don't understand. The situation's worse than I thought.
You're not getting rid of me that easy. You protected me. Now it's my turn.
Didn't realize we were keeping score.
Grab my shoulder.
Don't push it, rookie.
Okay, just trying to help. Watch your step.
You want to help? We have to get to the nest.
Nest?
Umbrella's lab, right beneath us. Annette let it slip. That's where the virus samples are. You up for this?
Think I could fit it in my schedule.
Come on. We got work to do.
Yes, ma'am.
The cable car will take us down to Nest. My wristband's our ticket to ride.
Nice. Where'd you get that?
Borrowed it. Anyway, we're almost there. This may be a one-way ride, so be prepared.
This tram is bound for Nest. Do not exit until the final destination.
You know what I was thinking? I can't wait for the FBI to raid Umbrella headquarters and take those bastards to justice.
I agree, but to be clear, you're not working in official capacity. This is a federal case. Once we get the G-Virus, I'm back on my own. Hey, Leon. Trust me?
You trust me?
Honestly, if I didn't, you'd probably be dead.
Right.
Look, I thought I might need your help, and I was right. If you can secure the G-Virus, I can make sure what happened in Raccoon City never happens again.
Ada, you said it yourself. It's a federal case. I don't
Leon,
have the authority.
Look at me. I'm a liability now. If I'm gonna finish this case, you're the last hope I've got.
I'm not just gonna leave you here. What if you're attacked? What if you need help?
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. I gotta see this through. And I want to see you again. I got plenty to live for. Trust me.
Now, arriving at Nest.
Go. Please, we don't have much time. You're gonna need this.
Okay.
Leon. Counting on you.
I know.
I did forget to mention, but do make sure you have an empty inventory slot so you can take that.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully welcome to Nest. Enjoy your visit.
Okay. I wonder where the G-Virus is.
Okay, so starting the lab. First, come into the left room. There's a map, and there's shotgun shells. stop by the item box here. Gonna put up our magnum, the red herb, healing. I keep the knife on me just in case. Do I keep the knife on me? No, I don't. Okay. And we're just keeping our shotgun and our flamethrower with us. Okay, so now we got the cafeteria right here. Take a hard right. Pick up the frag grenade that's on the ground. Zombie right here. Gonna shut him up. Flamethrower fuel. Pick this up. It's a good 200. And then quickly just come over here to the ladder and start climbing.
Enjoy our tasty selection of healthy foods.
Now, when we drop down right here behind the counter, there is large gunpowder. I didn't need to pick it up. At least I don't think. There's also a knife right there. Pick that up.
What the?
Zombie right here. Kill him. He's sometimes right in front of the door, too, so that's why you want to be aiming as you go through the door. Open up this locker. We get the regulator for the flamethrower. That way we consume half the fuel when we use it. And we get the level 2 chip to upgrade our ID wristband. We are going to come back here and get the hip pouch upgrade.
Dr. Lee, your presence is urgently requested.
Yeah, put up the grenade, large gunpowder. Keep the knife on me in case something goes terribly wrong with the Ivy zombies.
G-Virus is in the west area. Got it.
You didn't need to pick that up, but I just did it anyway. Okay, entering the east area. There's nothing worth value to pick up over there by the item box, so we're just gonna go ahead and keep going. Got our first Ivy zombie here. We want to torch all of these guys. Just like spritz the flamethrower, just like every little bit or so. And you just basically want to keep doing this until they catch fire entirely, like that. That tells you that they're dead and aren't going to get back up. Because Ivy zombies, unless you burn them, they will keep getting up constantly. After they regenerated a certain amount of health. So fire is the only way to kill them. Killing them now so they're not in our way later coming back through here. There's also high-grade gunpowder on that little whatever the hell it was. I don't know. It looked like just some kind of rack.
Solution now.
Now we're picking up the dispersal cartridge, and we're gonna put in the codes for the doors. The code here is 3123 for the ladder, and the other one is 2067. Or as I like to call it, person lines Tetris person.
Jesus.
And the other code I call Tetris single line other Tetris thick line. Okay, I basically wanted to get both of these guys in the same spot together, because that way I can conserve a lot more fuel by torching both of them at the same time. And there we go. Now, there is one more Ivy zombie just right here. Again, gonna torch him. We're going to torch all of these guys. Alright, and we are good. So now we're going to come over here. There is large gunpowder on the desk right here. Not going to pick it up. There is a frag grenade on the ground. Going to pick that up. Now we're going to put in the dispersal cartridge. And if you're playing a scenario, the solution is red, green, blue, red, green. Blue, red, green. Don't forget, we're still saving up all of our flashbangs and frag grenades for the final boss. Now it's time for us to go down the ladder. Again, there's another large gunpowder at the end here. Don't feel the need to grab it because I don't need it. Now we are in this room. More shotgun shells right here. Now we want to blow this zombie's head off, this one, and this one. Alright. Now you want to start walking before you hit this turn. Because liquors are going to pop down right here. What you want to do is you want to walk like right here. That way you can lure him this way. And then just walk around him. Because he can smell you, but he doesn't know exactly where you are. Another zombie right here. Pop his head off. When you come up this third set of stairs, there's going to be another zombie right here. Pop his head off. And there's high-grade gunpowder right here. Combine that with the high-grade gunpowder you picked up earlier. Make more magnum ammo. Pick up the signal modulator. And then just run back down. Because we're not coming back through this way. Now, I will tell you right now, I did a big no-no. What I'm about to do right here is something you never want to do. I got so picky with the liquor that's behind the second liquor behind this first one that I almost got myself killed. I tried to aggro both of them, but then I realized that I got way too close to both of them. And I got slashed. I was having a goddamn heart attack. So what I did is that I threw the flashbang. And then I went to go use the signal modulator. So the code here is Murph. Just want to tune both knobs to make it work. And then while that flashbang was going, I hauled ass. I went ahead and used this herb. That way I can have more running speed. And then I made it out. Do not do what I did. If anything, you only need to, like, grab the attention of the first one.
Ugh. Who left the freezer open?
It's literally chance whether you get the attention of both of them. If you get the attention of both, it makes your life a lot easier. Because that way you can just walk towards the circuit breaker. And they not box you in because they were following you, like, just further back. So yeah, just try to avoid getting as close to them as I did. Otherwise, your run might end on a very, very sour note.
Cooling complete.
The lickers still sound like they're going ape shit. So this is where I was getting worried. Like, did I just cuck myself? So I start walking. And it looks like they calm down. So I'm in the clear. So let what just happened be a lesson to all of you. Do not get that close to those lickers. If you can't grab the attention of both, then just keep the attention of one. It's not worth it. More high-grade gunpowder. Because we're coming in here into this server room in order to reaffirm ourselves, so to speak. So just know, if you did not fuck up with those lickers like I did, then you should have an extra flash grenade. There's also more flamethrower fuel in here too. We're gonna need that. So I put this up because I don't have any more high-grade gunpowder. I put up the knife. Here, just checking all that I got. I took a first aid spray just to fully heal myself. So we're good there. Again, walk. And then we're just heading back to the observation area of the green room this way instead of the other way around. Because it's a lot more better on your ammo if you go this way. Because if you go the other way, you have to deal with another Ivy zombie, and that's just wasted flamethrower fuel. And to be honest, it doesn't even feel faster either. So now we disperse the herbicide, and we are Gucci.
Dispensing solution now.
That did the trick.
Warning. You have dispersed a dangerous
What the hell?
Now there are two Ivy zombies in this area. Make sure you torch both of them before you go grab the ID chip, because there is one slight difference in this room for Leon than there is for Claire. So there was one right there, and the other one is over here to the left. These guys do not spawn until you disperse the herbicide. Again, avoid getting close to them, because Ivy zombies, if they grab you, they instantly kill you, unless you have a self-defense item. Self-defense items are the only way for you to not die instantly if they grab you. And it doesn't matter where they grab you from, because they turn you around to face them when they do grab you. So you're always able to use a self-defense item no matter what. Okay, now with both of those Ivy zombies torched, now we can pick up the level 3 ID chip. But
Shit! Him again?
as you can see, Mr. X made his way down here. So just run. That's all you need to do. And by the way, with the signal modulator in hand, we are going to go back and get the last hip pouch upgrade. That way our inventory is at its highest. Sometimes there's a zombie in this hallway, but it looks like that wasn't the case this time. So here the signal modulator wants muff. So we're going to switch to muff and line up the stuff. Got it really quickly. Grab the hip pouch, and we are gone. Just like that. And now, it's time for us to head towards the second to last boss. Just gotta come over here and activate the bridge.
Hopefully the G-sample's up.
We got a videotape here. And another frag grenade. Now I gotta use the signal modulator for the last time. This one is OSS. So we're gonna swap it to OSS and then make the wavelengths line up. There we go. And we're good. Now to watch another videotape.
Got eyes on the G-virus. We're going in.
Dr. Birkin, you'll come along with us quietly.
You think I didn't know you were coming? This is my life's work. I'm not handing over anything.
We have our orders, Dr. Birkin. I'll ask you one more time. Stop! Hold your fire! What the fuck were you thinking? Our orders were to bring him in alive. We're in, sir. But we had a snafu. Target resisted. We had to take him out. That's correct, sir. Roger that. Just the samples, then. Let's move.
For those of you who don't see a bigger picture, just know that because Martinez killed Birkin right there, he basically fucked all of Raccoon City. Anyway, moving on. There is a blue herb to the left, but I don't need it. There is an item box right past here, so that's why I'm not prepping myself yet. So let's head to the right, get ourselves all set up. There's a high-grade gunpowder right there. Which I have another one. Make more Magnum rounds. So now we want to take our Magnum, all of our Magnum rounds, our shotgun, our flamethrower, a knife, and buttloads of healing. I decided to grab 2 complete herb mixtures and a first aid spray. basically, this memo talks about how Birkin actually experimented with orphans.
Huh. That was easy. All right, now back to Ada.
Attention. Unauthorized removal of a level 4 virus detected. Facility lockdown initiated. Self-destruct sequence will begin when lockdown is complete.
He's mine. This has to end.
What the hell's going on?
Sorry, William. You left me no choice.
You called this thing William. Why?
It shouldn't have been like this. It's Umbrella's fault, this whole mess.
You're Umbrella too. You're telling me you weren't involved in this?
Yes. But we never meant for this to happen.
Then tell me everything. Right from the start.
You don't get away that easily.
Good God, William. What have you done?
So you made this monster.
We made the G-Virus, but we never intended
You can
this
spin it any way you want. You're still responsible.
The hell? Oh, shit.
What are you doing?
We can't let him get away!
Alright. We end this here.
Alright, so now it's time to fight good old William Birkin again. Now, once the fight starts, we're going to open up by popping the eye on his left leg. Be very careful with your shots. Do not make these stupid-ass poor excuse for aiming that I'm doing right now. Don't shoot unless you're absolutely sure you're going to hit the eye. I still had enough Magnum ammo regardless, but still. This just wasn't me. This just was me not being very smart. I was aiming thinking that everything would just line up perfectly. No, you have to learn how to aim. Don't try to miss shots like this. When you pop all three eyes, he'll get on his knees. That's when you want to get behind him and then just knife looking downwards. Because your knife hits him a lot if you do this. And it's a viable form of damage. And of course, once he stands back up, you just gotta pop his eyeballs again and just kind of repeat the process until we go to the next phase. Owie. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not the best at this fight. Considering that I've fucking wasted all my Magnum ammo to shit. And also, whenever he jumps like that, do not, like, go directly in front of him. Instead, just kind of, like, veer off to the side and then just try and get behind him. And he's going for a 4-hit combo here, which makes the eye on his shoulder a lot more vulnerable. gonna grab that. Now, make sure you're really careful because he can somehow throw those... Yeah, he can somehow throw that through the wall if he's, like, at a certain spot. So, just be a fair warning, because that almost fucking hit me. Alright, that's another eyeball down. Now it's gonna slash him again. It's a good way to conserve ammo, and it does a decent amount of damage to him. And now we're going into phase 2. This is where only the eyeballs on his chest are showing, and he's also he's also like a darker darker tone of color. Now just try not to avoid being in the center, that way you don't get hit by that. Now we're gonna go ahead and hit him with the flamethrower a bit, that way we can get some burn damage going. This is where I use the knife to defend myself. If you do end up walking in front of him when he does a leap, want to wait until he gets the engulfed in flame. Then he'll start taking damage from that. And then we just want to use our magnum to shoot him in the chest. He's doing a 4-hit combo. So his head got in the way. Again, this is not my best use of the magnum. So hopefully you can do better. Gonna torch him again. Because him being on fire like that does a lot more damage than you think. Alright. And that's it. It's not the best Birkin fight, but at least I did it. And that's all that matters. Just make sure you don't use any of the frags or flashes that you find here. If you can't help it. Now, there's actually no point in grabbing that handgun ammo. We're not going to need it. So don't waste your time like I did. See, there's the frag grenade. I already picked up both flashes. There's a first aid spray. More handgun bullets. Decided not to pick those up. And now I'm good.
Jesus. That looks bad.
Feels worse. Believe me.
Talk about what you said. I don't know how much I believe.
Just tell me you'll destroy that G sample.
No, it's evidence. It's going to the FBI.
You trust that bitch?
What's that supposed to mean?
She's not FBI. She's a mercenary. She's gonna sell it. The G-Virus is gonna go to the highest bidder.
Bullshit.
I hope you're right. But if the G-Virus gets into the wrong hands...
Alright, so now we're going to set ourselves up for the escape.
Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform.
I'm going to go ahead and put up our flamethrower. Put up the magnum because we have no ammo for it. Put up the grenades. First aid sprays, all the healing. And we're going to take 2 knives with us, but I take a third one just in case some off chance I get fucked over. Because our knives are going to be used for self-defense.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central
I was just thinking about you.
That makes two of us. I was getting worried.
No, we make a good team. I gotta ask you something.
Way's clear. Please, tell me you got it.
Oh, I got it.
Let me verify the G sample and we get the hell out of here.
Before we do that, I ran into Annette. She claims you're not FBI.
Oh, Leon. Why couldn't you just hand over the sample?
Because I realized, as much as I wanted to trust you, I didn't.
I really hoped it wouldn't end up like this.
So that's all this was. I was just some pawn to you,
Look, I'm just doing my job.
and I'm doing mine, so drop that damn gun! I'm taking you in.
Hand over the sample, Leon. I don't want to hurt you.
And you shoot me. But I don't think you can.
No one gets that sample now.
Hold on. I think I can...
Forget it.
Shut up, I've got you.
It's not worth it.
Don't do this.
Take care of yourself, Leon.
No!
Okay, countdown's begun. Let's get in the elevator and get the hell out of here.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform.
There is a first aid spray here to the right.
Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform.
What's that?
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central
Claire!
elevator to evacuate immediately
Leon?
to the bottom level train platform.
You're down here too!
Yeah, but the whole place is coming down. Listen to me. You need to get out. Fast.
Yeah. There's a way out. We can make it. Where are you now?
Claire, are you still there?
Leon? Hey, Leon, you're breaking up.
Forget about me. Just get out of here. Damn it.
Alright. Time for the escape.
Minutes until detonation.
And based on the timer and when it started for Claire, Leon's kind of a little bit behind. This is where the knives are going to be used. Just try to cut the corners as best you can. I ended up dodging that one. I didn't dodge that one. That way we can just like self-defense them and then just get going. All right.
Is this a fucking joke?
And here we just want to walk around. Now we got to stay ahead of Mr. X. Don't stop for any reason. Just keep going.
Gotta keep going.
Alright, so here's the last item box. We need to have 2 empty inventory slots. Gonna go ahead and put up everything. I have my gun with me, just in case. So we want to load up all of our flashes and all of our frags. And I'm gonna grab all the healing I can. And yeah, this is pretty much is the best I'm gonna be. But then again, you probably might have an extra flash if you didn't fuck up at the liquors the way I did. Equip your grenades first and pop in the joint plugs, and let's get started. Alright, so now it's time to fight the Super Tyrant. You want to start off by throwing a grenade, and then you need to time your grenades to when he starts walking. Because the way this fight works is that you can't actually kill Mr. X, or the Super Tyrant rather, because you have to wait until 1.5 minutes after this fight starts for the rocket launcher to drop. And then once the rocket launcher drops, then that's pretty much it. The grenades are meant to stun him for as long as you can. See, now I'm just down to flashes. You want to make sure you try to hold on to your flashes as best you can, because your flashes can actually stop him from doing his insta-death charge. When he like stops in place and growls really loud, you want to throw a flashbang and stop him immediately. I was almost too late the first time it happened, and I almost got my ass destroyed. Here I try to get semi-close to him so he can waste more time missing with his attacks. Okay, you're just about there, so I go ahead and throw a flash. See, I was a little late there. I could have died really easily to that. Because apparently on hardcore, he charges up his insta-death move, like, almost instantly. Alright. Now it's gonna throw the last flash. And then just grab the rocket launcher. Fire it twice. 1, 2, and that's it.
have arrived at the bottom.
And now we come up to this door, fire a rocket at the zombies, and we're done.
Minutes until detonation.
That is Leon A scenario, S+, hardcore, no saves.
Gotta get out of here. Can't believe I actually miss her.
Leon?
Hey. We made it.
Just like I said we would.
And that is now the end of this commentary and the end of this video. There is a no commentary version of this in the description if you guys want to watch that. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Till then, see you then. Next up, the B scenarios.